All right, welcome everybody. Tonight is Tuesday Night Customer Hacks. My name is Dawn Sandberg Caldwell, and I'm an independent promoter with the company Pruvit, as most of us here are. And tonight's subject is the referral program and the power of two. So how that can work in growing your business, maximizing your business. It's all about customer loyalty, customer retention. So we're going to dive into that. But before we do that, I'm going to go through some awesome recognition. I got some awesome recognition for tonight's Zoom. And if you have any more recognition that you'd like to post in, please put it in the chat. And let me know who you are thankful for. So Lori Aliberti for a great demo Zoom yesterday, for sure. I loved getting on there. Jade Covert for committing to her first vendor event. That's awesome. Jessica Naus for coaching teammates through their DMOs. They're very appreciative of that. Jessica, we love you. Kara and James Whitmer for being on the leaderboard for the Excel reboot. What? Excel reboot promo. They are on the leaderboard for that. Kick ass, keep going. Yep, I'm talking about you. I see you. I see you there. Lisa Bodenberg, Jason Schuyler, and Mark Cartwright for hosting their first promoter, powwow, and to create momentum and to launch everybody. Landon Jones for creating great results on his ketone journey and sharing and protecting this ketone conversation. And Jordan Priscilla for sharing the convo like it's going out of style and setting up his first event. And then last but not least, Kelly Couch, we love you. You are getting triple, quadruple shout outs for supporting us kind of behind the scenes and always being there for us. And then Tony Cohen for being Tony Cohen. All right, so that was some awesome recognition. We really appreciate that. Before we dive into the meat of this conversation, what I want everybody to do, because we're relating to customers tonight, I want you to go to a place of gratitude. Super important. We receive things better. We are able to be in a better place to dive into what we want to receive. So text or message or whatever it may be, that customer of yours that always sticks out in your head or sometimes motivates you. Like, we are there to motivate and support our customers, but there's that customer or two or three or five, however much time you can, like, message that one customer that like kind of keeps a fire under your butt. Like, they have an amazing journey. They share the conversation as if they're like getting $10,000 every time they talk to somebody because they're so psyched up about this. So share appreciation with that customer. That's what I'm going to focus on tonight for our gratitude. So I'm going to give you about 20 more seconds to do that. Reach out to those customers, those amazing customers who make our business, make our life so much easier because they are on fire just like you are. All right, everybody's doing that? Okay. Good. How much time did I give you? Yep, okay. So, heart of the meeting. I'm going to lead into this with a quote that I came across. It was by Ken Blanchard. He's like an author of over 60 books. One of his most successful books is The 1 Minute Manager, and it's just having satisfied customers isn't good enough anymore. If you really want a booming business, you have to create raving fans. How much do we hear this from BU, from our mentors, from our coaches? We want raving fans. And one really easy way to create raving fans is our customer referral program. Our company has literally given us like the easiest tool to create the happiest, most raving fan customers possible, which is our referral program. So I'm going to kind of break down the referral program really quickly because most of you know it. And then I'm going to give you lots of different tips and hacks to be able to ask the questions, promote the conversation, and get that referral program going. So, there's lots of ways to do this. Number one, you may come across, and I want to focus on the positive, but you may come across people who say, oh, it's expensive. Oh, I don't know if I can afford it. Immediately right there, you can go, great. You know what? I can totally help you get it for free. And they're like, really? Didn't know about that. So you can break down how they can get it for free. However, when you're launching, when you're signing up a new customer, you should be asking these questions. Hey, who would drink a sample if you shook it up for them? Who do you know that would watch the video if you sent it to them? Even just because they love you. I'm like, literally just because they love you. Also, if you had a mixer at your house, who would come? Again, maybe just because they love you. The perfect example of that, and Tony Cohen always goes back to this because he's my kind of main mentor here in San Diego. My very first event that I threw, I'm a local chiropractor here in San Diego. I threw it at my office, and he went around the room and asked everyone in that event, hey, why are you here? What are you looking to get out of it? And I did not realize, and it was super powerful for me, and he actually brings it up numerous times now when we're at other events, that 90% of that room said, we're just here to support Dawn. We're just here to support Dawn. Like, they just were there because they loved me. They were friends. They were patients. They were family, whatever it may be. Like, people will show up just because they love you and they want to support you in whatever you're excited about. So, don't discount that ever. The other thing is even my first mixer at my house that I threw, I invited a lot of friends, a ton of my family. I have lots of nieces and nephews that are more closer to my age because I have older siblings. And it turned into just a big barbecue, and everybody was there just because they wanted to support me. Yes, I had talked to them a little bit. I had sent the video. I had done this, but they're just there. And then once you have them in front of you, then that's where, game on. You get to ask the question, have them taste flavors, do what you're going to do. So be reaching out, whether you're, you may be in this business 2-3 years. You may just be starting out 2-3 months. Start with the closest people to you. Sometimes they're the hardest people, but start with the closest people to you because they'll show up just because they love you. So that's the day literally that their customer's signing up. Again, if a customer has objections of, it's expensive, or I don't know if I can afford it, great. You start walking them right through to, hey, you can pay full price. You can also get 22% off on all future orders by being a SmartShip customer, which allows you to get a free box every 4th month. And it's pretty easy to get them for free. And they go, oh, well, how can I get them for free? Well, that leads me into the next thing. So depending on somebody's excitement level, you want to hone in. Brian James talks about this all the time. You want to hone into, if you're having a mixer or you're at an event, or even if you're just on the phone, you're at personal meetups, who's that person who's most excited? Based on their excitement levels, go off of that. And even from the very get-go, if they're excited to try an experience pack, ask them, hey, when I hand off that experience pack to you, or when you receive it in the mail, because I know a lot of us mail it out, have them post a picture with the experience pack and what they're what are the few, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, what are the benefits that they're most excited about, and tag you in it and tell them you'll help manage the responses. Same thing goes for a customer. When a customer is ready to sign up after their experience pack and they get that first shipment, however many boxes it is, hey, post a picture with your first box, or even post a picture with the box that's unopened and say, oh my gosh, I just got my first shipment today. I'm so excited about 1, 2, 3, and tag you in it and tell them, hey, I'm here for you. This is my job. I'm here for you. I'll help manage those posts. And we'll start to get you your product for free. Easy ways to share. Some people think it takes a lot of work. I've had people, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. I go, no, it's really easy. It's just literally talking about what you typically talk about all the time, whether it's on your lunch break at work, or you're at your kids' soccer practice, or you're a coach at whatever it is, you're shaking up your ketones. They go, well, what are you drinking? Oh, ketones. What are ketones? Boom. Opportunity right there. Send their link, right? So on that, there's a little bit of a side note. When you make sure that you know your story, what's your Prove It story? And if you're sharing it consistently and you're sharing it correctly, and I'm going to get to that in a second, then you're teaching your customers how to do that with others. If you don't have your Prove It story nailed down, because it should be relatively simple within 5 to a small, tiny little paragraph, get back to your mentor, your coach, your COC, whoever it is, and get your Prove It story dialed in, because that's going to be huge. Because when you share it consistently and it repeats over and over, you're teaching your customers how to be able to do that with their friends and family and everything and coworkers. Number 2, when you're at a mixer, huge. When you're in front of people, literally, like, 1, make sure everybody knows your story. If they don't know your story, share your story. 2, then ask everyone in the room. Hey, do you have 2 people? Do you not want to pay for your product? Great. What 2 people or more? What 2 people do you know that could benefit from, we know, like the fat loss, the focus, the better mood, the better sleep, the better energy. Those are the 5 main. There's a lot of others. And, great. If they say, oh, well, I think my grandma could, use some, better sleep, or my mom could use this, or great. Ask them, like, hey, can we send them the video? Can you just put me in a 3-way chat with them? You also, and I picked this up in the last More event. This was super powerful. Katie Rollins and Taryn, forgive me, I don't remember her last name at the moment, were up on stage, and she walked through this, and somebody said, sometimes she'll be at a mixer and somebody say, oh, well, yeah, I know people who could benefit, but I don't think they could afford it. Here's what you say. This is super powerful, and this really created an impact on me. You don't get to choose. You don't get to decide who gets better. That person doesn't get to decide it. Even we do that. We think, oh, somebody can't afford it, or they're not going to want it, or don't make assumptions. It's super powerful. If people need and or want something, they will find a way to make it happen. Yes, I see some people shaking their heads. They will find a way to make it happen. So do not make assumptions that somebody can't afford it, or you don't think they're going to want it. And especially if you get that from a customer. So you know what? You don't get to decide who gets better or not. Share it with them anyways. Share it with them anyways. All right, so make sure you break down, obviously, the discounts. We all know those. Like, great, you pay first price the whole first time, or maybe you got it on a sale. You're going to get 22% off all future orders being on SmartShip. That also qualifies you. And perfect example, I was at my very first mixer. Running a little short on time here. Make sure you remember Ketones 101 tonight on the Facebook page. My very first mixer, perfect example. I had a customer, she's a friend of mine, who literally 3rd day of her experience pack was like blown away, okay? Oh my gosh, I've been able to give up coffee. I feel amazing. I'm all in. I had a mixer really shortly at my house afterwards. She showed up. She signed up as a customer. She signed up her husband as a customer. And you dial into those people at those mixers and go, great. Like, who do you know? Like, what friends could you have just come over? Like, who do you want to share this with? Who do you want to share it with? And I said, let's have a mixer at your house. And immediately within like a week and a half, 2-week period of time, we scheduled a mixer at her house. She had, probably 10 people trickle through here and there. By the time that mixer was over and the 3 days following, she had 6 people. 6 people sign up alongside of her. I don't like to say under, alongside of her. Her very first month of SmartShip, she got it for free. That has created her to be such a more loyal, long-lasting customer, not only because she's getting it for free, it's not just about the money, but because she has something invested. She's invested in other people's story. Just like when you can get to be a part of somebody else's story, allow that customer to be a part of somebody else's story. That means a lot to them. Whether they become a promoter or not, like, people want to be a part of somebody else's story. People want to help other people be better. Give them that opportunity. If you do not allow them and coach them on how to be able to share it with others, they don't know how to do that. That's our job. So I'm just going to take a quick look at my notes here. What else? Oh, another example is literally just this week. I have a customer who, I'm telling you, for 3 months now, he's like, he bought an experience pack. Oh, I don't know if I really felt anything, but I didn't really change my diet. And I was like, all right, cool. Stayed in contact with him. He sees my Facebook post 3 months in a row. He's like, what about this reboot? What about the reboot? What about the reboot? Well, we know the reboot's going on right now, right? And we have this now amazing like Excel program to really maximize the reboot. So this is huge, and we know the promo is going on. He finally said, okay, I'm doing the reboot this month. I'm like, awesome. So he ordered the reboot. 2 days later, he's like, my wife wants to do it. All right, cool. Order another kit. He's like, I don't know about her. She doesn't do well with stuff like this. She's pretty picky. I said, all right, well, I'll coach you guys through it. Let's see how it goes. So they did the reboot. They did great. Even his wife did great. I had a mixer this past Wednesday. They showed up. I got in front of his wife and started just, doing what we do. You know what to do. You talk to them. It's about relationship. Great. You did an awesome job on the reboot. How are you feeling? They bought product on the sales. And I said, awesome. Who doesn't want stuff for free? And she's like, oh, you can get it for free? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I had told her husband this, but that doesn't mean it gets communicated to the wife or vice versa, whoever it may be. I kid you not. Just yesterday, I got a text from her husband and said, hey, my wife has 2 coworkers who are interested. What do we do? I said, great. Ask them if they want a 5 or 10 day. I'll supply it. They can pay me directly and we'll coach them through it and we'll give them your link. There you go. They're going to start earning their stuff for free because now she knows that if she shares it, because she's already excited about it and what she's what she's getting from it and the results she's getting and how she feels, it's so easy to share. But people need a little motivation. We all know that. We all need a little motivation. We need a little incentive. So there's also nothing wrong in saying, hey, you know what? For every, Kelly Couch gave me this amazing tip. Great, somebody's getting a 5 or 10 day. Hey, do you know anybody who wants to do this 5 or 10 day with you? It always is more fun and better if you have somebody who's doing it with you. And you can incentivize them, even if it's a current customer. Hey, do you have anybody who wants you'll get a free 5 a day if you have somebody else who wants to do it with you. Whatever it may be, whatever you want to incentivize them with. It could be a shaker bottle. It could be, I'll be honest with you. I have these really cool shaker bottles that I buy. They're not like a typical shaker bottle at the 99-cent store. And I have these cool stickers put on them. I should have brought it with me. I don't have an example. They're out in my dining room that say hashtag ketones on them. It cost me $1, right? And I give those away at mixers. I do incentives if people want to share a 5 or 10 day, they get somebody to do it with them, whatever it may be. So the thing when you engage, it's a matter of, are you signing a customer up or are you launching them? Are you launching them? Are you enrolling them to be a part of our community, a part of the better? Communicate to them that I see all of you here. I want to see some smiles. Smiles? Any smiles? There we go. See some smiles. All right. You and our company are so committed to people finding their better. And then that motivates them to want to communicate that to everybody else that they have contact with. And when they have more invested in what they're doing to the people around them, it's going to create more loyal customers. And then that creates more customers. And you do the same thing. You repeat with those customers. All right. If you have any other tips, things that you love to do with customers to create, that referral program to do that ask, drop it in the comment box. My call to action tonight, make sure if somebody could please drop in the comment box the link to the Ketones 101. We're going to have the amazing Sylvia Affey. She's going to be interviewing for Ketones 101. Hold on one second. Where are we going? Here we go. She's going to be interviewing. I don't know why I'm not bringing it up here. I don't have her name. Can somebody please drop, Katie Estrada, sorry. She's going to be interviewing Katie Estrada during her Ketones 101 tonight on the Facebook Live. That starts at 6:30, which is 7 minutes away. So my call to action before we get on that Facebook Live, invite your team, invite your customers, invite everyone you possibly think needs to know more about ketones and ketosis and that needs to hear somebody else's story besides your own. Get them on that right now. Your call to action, very simple. Reach out to one older customer, let's say at least 6 months or older, and go back through and ask those questions. Even if they've held a mixer, even if they've already shared, ask them again. They've met new people. They may have changed jobs. Whatever has happened in their life, ask them again. And then one new customer or even somebody who's on an experience pack right now. Like, reach out to them. And this is a simple one, 1-in-1. I'm not going big. Like, I'm keeping it simple. I'm a mom of 2. I have a 3.5-year-old and 2-year-old. I squeeze this stuff into the like little bits of my day. So one older customer, one brand new customer, or even somebody who's just on an experience pack, and ask those questions that I went through. Hey, who would watch the video if you sent it to them? Hey, who would drink a sample if you shook it up for them? Hey, if you threw a mixer at your house, like, would your friends come? Just invite your friends. Have a simple barbecue. Have a whatever it is that that person does. Multiply, multiply, multiply. All right? Have a wonderful Tuesday. Thank you so much all for joining me. And if you have any questions, as always, you can always message me on Facebook, reach out to me through, I'll be posting this later. All right? And this call is a wrap. Get on Facebook Live. We will see Sylvia and Katie in just a few minutes. Bye.
Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you.